never rests.
Careless in the sky. What a thrilling time to be alive.
Happy Friday to you. It's the Georgia Show here on the Dawg HQ YouTube channel, the Rusty Mansell Twitter channel, the Facebook channel, all over the place. We are Mr. Worldwide. Pitbull got nothing on Dogs HQ. Guys, before we get into anything, got to shout out our friends over at bruntworkwear.com. You can save $10 with code DAWGSHQ, DAWGSHQ over at Brunt Workwear. And listen, if you're in the state of Georgia right now, you're up in North Georgia like me, it's been dreary the last few days, kind of nasty, a little bit of rain. It's just, listen, these things are waterproof, but they're also super comfortable, man. So you can wear them all damn day long, and that's what I love about them. They are a tremendous pair of boots. And look, I say this all the time, Rusty, I know you're in the same boat as me. We are not out on the job site every day, but if I were going to be, I'd be wearing the Brunts because they're going to keep you dry and warm all day.
My future son-in-law came over, and the Brunt box is sitting right there. It's empty now, and he sent me. They sent me a picture last week from my high school football game, and he had them on a Friday night. And listen, I wore those. I went this 5 years. I wore the steel toes every day, so I got a little bit of street cred. That they look really comfortable to me, and look, I would wear them. They got taken from me in Dad world. They got
no. That happened. My little brother saw him. He was like, "Oh, you got the Brunts on." I was like, "Yeah, man." I thought it was hooked up. Listen. Brunt was tired of workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that don't hold up. So they built something better, boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt when you use code DAWGSHQ, DAWGSHQ at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com, use the code DAWGSHQ, and you're good to go. And after you order, they'll ask where you heard about Brunt. Do us a favor. Tell them it was from us. We would appreciate it. Rusty, this is no one said this is Charlotte week. No one was. This was not Texas week. This was not Ole Miss week, and it won't be Georgia Tech week like it will be next week. The Charlotte 49ers heading to town. And look, I'm not even gonna front on people. We're not gonna try to turn this
tougher game for Georgia. Grayson tonight or Charlotte tomorrow?
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm not even gonna try to front on people. This is not a good team. They're 0-7 in conference, 1-9 in overall play. I'm trying to figure who did they even beat?
I don't know, but I said it the other night on my podcast. This is a mama loves you game because the people are going to be in the stands or mama loves you. Grandmas love you. You're taking your little kids to the game. Everybody's getting to see their kids play. They should handle business. No offense to Charlotte. Those are scholarship athletes, and I shouldn't do them like that. They are scholarship athletes, but they got no business playing around with Georgia tomorrow. And I will say this. The last year of this very weekend, I took my little one. We're going to have a great day. And next thing you know, for 2.5 quarters, UMass was a damn problem, and it should have never been. So I'm sure Kirby is showing that film going, y'all remember this team came in here last year that was god-awful? Y'all thought it was god-awful. For 2.5 quarters, they hung with you. So, it's one of those games Georgia should just get on with business, keep some momentum, and you got a great opportunity for a lot of young kids to get live action in Sanford Stadium.
No, absolutely. It's one of those where so I did figure that out, that Charlotte pulled off a monumental 7-point win against Monmouth, which if you had asked me if they had a football team, I wouldn't have. I don't know that I would have gotten that one right. Yeah. So look, it is what it is, man. I mean, you play these games, and it's this is. It's certainly not a bye week, right? But like you said, you're going to get a chance to see a lot of young players in this one, and probably early on would be my guess. I would say starters go maybe a half if things go as expected. I mean, and then after that, you get to see the Ryan Puglisi's of the world. Bo Walker, I'm sure, will get a lot of run in this one. A guy I'm excited to see at that wide receiver position, taking some of his first snaps of the year, Thomas Blackshear. Can get involved, right? And then you flip over to the defensive side of the ball. We've had questions all week wondering, will we get to see Isaiah Gibson in this one? I would think so. I would guess that you'd probably – this is the best chance you got all year.
Yeah, but there's others ahead of him. So, it'll be – I'm sure he'll get reps, but there's other guys there. I would say Chase Linton's a kid that you really want to watch tomorrow. Sure. I think 3 guys – if you're watching the game tomorrow, here's what I'll tell you. This is really your last audition for Kirby Smart. Are you ready to help this team this year? Can you help us in a 4-game stretch? If Georgia's got Tech, if they have an SEC championship, and just say craziness happens and you don't get a bye, and you would have 4 there. I mean, Georgia potentially could have 6 games left. So you look at that, what I'm saying? Can you help us there? You don't know that, maybe 4 games, but to me, it's Rashad Dinkins. I think Rashad Dinkins is pretty damn close at safety. I'm telling you, he's pretty close. Can Bo Walker, with Chauncey Bowens out a little while, can he get some more play? Because he's got some thickness to him. If you look at Dwight Phillips, kind of how they use him, can Bo Walker come in and be that guy to steal some of those Chauncey Bowen reps? And then you look at Chase Linton. I mean, it's a guy that they're trying to find some edge guys. Zayden Walker's a guy. So I don't know how close Linton is, but Georgia's doing everything they can to try to find some edge pressure with some of these guys. Now, take this example, Roosh. What a great job by Georgia kind of inserting Zayden Walker the last 2 weeks. And last week, I think, I was looking at your snap counts. Yeah. And I pull up my notes. They're still doing index cards. Zayden Walker played 19 snaps last week. So think about this. Now you appreciate you, Jeremy Johnson, for pre-posting that stream. That's a good man right there. Zayden Walker gets 19 snaps. Now think about this. With C.J. Allen out, Chris Cole has to go in the box. So now your blitz guy, Zayden Walker's got an opportunity now to really get some pull. So we'll see. But I think Rashad Dinkins, and I wrote these notes, Rashad Dinkins, Walker, along with Linton and Bo Walker, are guys that I think have got a chance for a really big audition tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Zayden Walker, to me, it feels like they've been priming him up a little bit, and this is the perfect opportunity. Let's throw you out there, get you a nice snap share this week, and just see what you can do with it. Can you and quite frankly, if he's able to do what he's done the last couple of weeks, Charlotte will remember Zayden Walker for a long, long time, because he has been a problem, man. He flies around, so much energy, so much passion out there.
Darren Akinebon, that's how you pronounce it, 100%. 100% is involved here. Don't let me discount him. And people talk about Isaiah Gibson and all that. That's the guy that's coming in first. He's there now. He's close. So we'll see where one of those edge guys. And I'm not discounting Isaiah Gibson. That guy can. I mean, he came in with a lot of hype. Got great body size, and if he gets his opportunity more, it'll be interesting to watch him. But I think everybody just assumes because he's the highest ranked kid that he's playing at first. That's not how this thing works. Those rankings are out the door when you walk into Athens. So we'll see. But I like the young edge guys, and in fact, I don't want to get too deep into that. But Roos, I'll tell you, they like their young edge guys so good. I don't think that Georgia's going to be quite all in as I might have thought in the edge portal. If the right guy pops in at the right price, let's just say it, they're going to make a move. But I don't think Georgia's going to go just take, for example, and this is hypothetical. If Dylan Stewart were to go in, he's obviously going to be the you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think Georgia's going to get involved there. The schools that are going to get involved are going to be all in. You know what I mean? Like all in. So we'll see there. But I think Georgia really likes their young edge guys, and I know they like Kamari. I know they love Kamari Brooks. So they've got some young guys. We'll see how they do there.
Yeah, absolutely. Wyatt Fielding stole one from me here. Dominic Kelly all second half. I think we see a lot of Dominic Kelly in this one. Kind of a great game for him. He's been playing in real games all season, like big time opportunities for him. So he's a guy that clearly they like at that corner spot. And hey, look, I've said it before. He's the Ryan Williams of cornerbacks, man. He's doing it reclassified, young guy. You may forget he's just 17, but don't because he's a stud. Rusty, I don't know if you know. I'm going to just be frank with everybody out here. I don't know anything about Charlotte. I have no real feel on this team. Is there anybody out here that we need to be paying attention to at all? Do they? I mean, now I will say this, and this is why I bring this up. Georgia, a couple of years ago, I believe it was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, they were kind of involved with a portal receiver from Charlotte, as I remember it. It didn't come to fruition, but he was one of the names that kind of got kicked around as a potential for them.
Who was the kid, the quarterback that Georgia? He went in the portal this year from there and tried to go to Florida.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, I think he ended up. Where did he end up at? I mean, Georgia tried to get. There was Fernando Mendoza.
That's right. God, that feels like 1,000 years ago.
Think about that.
Let's see. Trying to see if I could pull that up real quick. God, I remember exactly who you're talking about though.
Loftus Gray is their quarterback. He's got 1,145.
Deshaun Purdy.
Deshaun Purdy went in
for Charlotte.
They liked him. Yeah. And what happened there was, what happened there was, what was interesting is he signed with Florida. Then he wanted to get out, and it was past the SEC transfer window.
Okay.
He never went to camp. He never was officially enrolled. And from my understanding, Billy Napier blocked it, which Kirby probably would have blocked it on the other side, but he was trying to go back to Georgia. Once Mendoza went to Indiana, Purdy was trying to come to Georgia, and then they had the Florida blocked it, which I get it, but I mean, he was almost ended up at Georgia. I mean, he was a take at Georgia. They liked him. Fernando Mendoza was the guy that Georgia went all in on. They went all in on it. They went all in, and right or wrong, Fernando Mendoza thought that he wasn't sure on the path of Gunnar Stockton and the relationships with Georgia and this kid being an in-state kid. And but I'll say this: when people start talking about quarterbacks, Georgia was in on the right one. They were on the right two, Mateer and him. So don't really know about Purdy, but that was wild. That seems like 3 cycles ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like I could barely remember that. All right, so here I'll give you 3 names that will probably bring some memories back for you. Offensive lineman, redshirt junior at Charlotte, Mo Clipper.
Mo Clipper, was he from Milton?
He was from Milton. Mo Clipper, and previously Tennessee as well.
I think they got a transfer from Tech. This from Atlanta too. Young man that I covered. I think he was at Johns Creek. They got some players.
Now they've got CJ Clinkscales. That was a name that came to mind. He was at Boston College, came from Buford originally. Yep. And then a guy that, honestly, I kind of feel bad we overlooked here because he transferred from Georgia, Colin Gill. Colin Gill. Well, now, I mean, he had a cup of coffee at Georgia. I don't mean to say that they won the transfer battle there, but
I had a college coach text me this week, and I'm telling you verbatim. He said, "Rusty, I will take any player from the University of Georgia, period." He said any. I mean, those guys go in the portal, and it doesn't matter if you're a walk-on, if you got tape, you're going to get a look. And Colin Gill was a walk-on at Georgia, and he ain't walking on at Charlotte. So congratulations to him and getting his education paid for.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So a couple names for you to watch this weekend. Like I said, Mo Clipper's a big kid. All right. So you probably spot him out there. That would not surprise me. Rusty, flipping things over here, though. Look, we need to just dive in on recruiting. And there's a lot of Jared Curtis buzz out and about in the world of Georgia recruiting and Georgia talk. And Steve Wiltfong's always dropping notes on this. And, you know, I will say this. We have been consistent, I think, in our stance as to what happens with the Jared Curtis situation. Which is that we feel good about where Georgia stands at this moment and have for some time, right? Yep. Now, I think what's bringing a little bit of consternation for people is you're hearing this play as a freshman talk begin to emerge. And I saw somebody on the board and I said, you know, that's a really good point. And I don't know that I'd considered it. If I were Jared Curtis and his team, I probably did not bet on Gunnar Stockton having a potential season that will earn him some Heisman votes. At least in the conversation for the conversation, right? I don't think that he's going to win the award, but I don't think he's that far out in terms of, he's on the short list of guys that might be in consideration. And so, you're looking at that now, and does that cause a guy like Jared Curtis to maybe have some second thoughts? I don't know.
If you're Vanderbilt, that's exactly what you're telling them. You're going to sit the bench next year. If I'm Georgia, I'm telling Jared Curtis, next year has nothing to do with your future. It has nothing to do with your future.
Look at Gunnar Stockton, for example.
Yeah, the next 2 years after that is going to determine where you're going to be. You know what I mean? You want to go back and look at successful freshman years. Matt Stafford, God, he had interception after, he didn't play till halfway through the year, and he's throwing picks left and right, and people are like, this kid's overrated and all that. And then he has a really good second half of his sophomore year, and then he was lights out as a junior, and then, $150 million later, he's still playing in NFL. So I think – if I'm Georgia and you get into that type of battle, my statement with Jared Curtis would be, listen, what's coming back at Georgia. Potentially, I think other than Micah Morris, maybe, all 5 offensive linemen can be back. And you've got all these other guys in behind you. I just remember going through the Trevor Lawrence recruitment and talking to his dad so much the whole time. His dad was like, I just trust Georgia, the offensive line. I mean, he's not going to get beat up there. In the end, he went to Clemson, but the reason Georgia was in that all the way to the end, it was the pieces around him, and he trusted Georgia, and he went somewhere else. He went to Clemson. They won national championships, okay? That's a different discussion. If I'm Vanderbilt, I'm telling him right now, you're the hometown kid. You can stay home. You don't have to travel, and you can basically start here day one. Oh, by the way, we got about 45 kids that's in this locker room that are gone. They're all 23 years old and older. So there's different ways to combat all that. If he goes to Vanderbilt, okay, and I have said a million times, I think he sticks with Georgia, but I have been very clear that Vanderbilt is not letting up. So people ask about Steve Wiltfong and say he's getting clicks. Steve Wiltfong's not getting clicks. Steve Wiltfong and I talk almost every day about this, okay? From the Vanderbilt side of things and talking to people around this, they are pushing hard for this kid, and they're telling him, you can start. They're telling him that you're going to play next week, and you're not going to play again until 2027. You know what I mean? So with Georgia, it's simple. You've committed here twice. You know what's here. You know what's going to be around you. You came to that Texas game. You see this stadium. This is history. This isn't a first year type deal. I mean, this is what you're going to play in for the next 3 or 4 years with Georgia. So I think he ends up with Georgia. I still do, but I want to be real clear that Vanderbilt is telling him, you can stay, you can start, and you can be right here. So he's special now. I'm telling you, this dude's different, and he has his last ever home game tonight. If they were to win that, they'll play December the 4th, I think in Chattanooga. I think the 3rd and 4th is when the state championship Tennessee. I think it's about 2 weeks after Georgia state championship. So he's got a big game tonight. No coaches will be in that December game. It won't be Kirby Smart standing over there and Clark Lee standing over there and all that kind of stuff. In fact, to me, the timing of National Signing Day is the day before the state championship. Does he sign on that third, which I haven't heard he wouldn't, but, he can sign anywhere the third, fourth, or fifth. So there's a lot of things to kind of watch there, how that thing unfolds as it goes. So we'll see. And if they make the state championship, but listen, I know the situation. I know how people are worried, and this is a big deal. And this is a quarterback that's been committed for a long time. Gunnar Stockton is going to be the starting quarterback at Georgia next year, barring something crazy.
Yeah,
this guy is going to have he's going to have all the awards in the offseason. He's going to potentially be all SEC preseason. He's going to get preseason hot. Now, if he's on this path, where he is now, there's a lot going on there with him. So we'll see. But a couple weeks here with this Jared Curtis, and I have to report every day almost. But, I have stated publicly, I think he sticks with Georgia.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think anybody's crazy not to acknowledge that there is some appeal, some probably large appeal to Vanderbilt, right? I mean, you've got the hometown cred. You've got Vanderbilt today is not Vanderbilt of yesterday, right? I mean, they've taken big steps forward too. Now, I'm not going to say you said it's history at Georgia. You know what this is going to be. I think that it's one of those things where I'm not quite ready to go that far with Vanderbilt. I want to see the Vanderbilt post Diego Pavia era, but they've got Clark Lee in place. He's done a fantastic job up there. They've got, a lot of resources. They are really making a good push with football. And I'll say this too. Recruiting is very much like poker. You need a chip and a chair. And as long as you can stay at the table, that's all you need, man. If you can be sitting there at the end, that's all you want. They've got a chip. All right. They are having conversations. Like I said, still like Georgia at this moment. But if you're ignoring Vanderbilt or saying it's crazy he ends up at Vanderbilt, I do think you're wrong about that. I think that you can't discount any possibilities. That would be insane.
I can't either way. And he's one of my very close friends, Barton Simmons, who we worked with a long time, general manager there. As soon as this is over, we're going to talk. We're not talking right now. You know what I mean? He ain't fishing information from me, and I'm not asking him. So the last time I talked to Barton was probably mid-September, and it'll be interesting what all was actually happening behind the scenes, and I'll find out one way or the other, kind of where this thing really was, and like November 20th, and kind of what they thought and how this thing ended. Jerry Johnson just texted me, and he said that Jared is signing on the 5th, which, listen, if they win and they got a state championship on the 4th, I can see where he doesn't want any kind of distraction. I fully understand that. What makes you, as a Georgia fan, you got to wait 2 more days. So I can see that on the 5th, which would be a Friday. The whole school can watch him sign, do all that. So I can see how that would be, especially if there's a state championship on the 4th.
Absolutely.
I anticipate them winning and getting to that game. So, look, I wouldn't saw. It's funny.
Is Jared Curtis is planning that date because he also anticipates that he's going to be busy.
I can tell you this: the play that went viral last week, he caught that 2-point play. I don't know if you saw that, where he jumped up. It was insane. They basically ran Philly special, and it was a reverse to the backup quarterback. And I was there 10 days ago when I was on that Tuesday, and they kept trying to run that play, and they kept messing it up. And I go, they better not run this play this weekend. I mean, the handoff, the pitch, they messed that thing up like 3 times, and then they still called. So he made a hell of a catch. I don't know if you've seen that. If you're talking about an athlete now, that dude jumped up and caught that ball. But I remember them going, they better not run that play. And I'd be down if they didn't, and it worked.
Jared Curtis going to be in town tomorrow, Rusty?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
late night for him.
Oh, dude, they won't get done. Yeah, he won't get done. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be. I'd be sitting at the house watching.
Look, Jared Curtis might not be there, but you could be with our friends at GameTime.co. And look, if you're trying to bring the family for an economical time in Athens, Georgia, this is a good opportunity to do that. $34 gets you in the door, man. Now you'd be up in the 600 level, but you can get down. I saw, look at this. Where was it? There was a 100 level for a real nice price. Oh, there you go. Lower sideline 105. Look at your view there. $68, man. You're gonna get in the door using GameTime.co. Look, and that's all fees included, all taxes included. Everything's rolled in there, so you've got the full scope of what you're going to be paying up front. You got a great view of the stadium right there. You can be down in the lower bowl. It's a great opportunity to get out, bring the family, and GameTime.co is the place to do this. I say it every week, man. You don't want to have to take that guy from the bridge and drag him over to the ticket checker to make sure that you got legit tickets. That's the worst, all right? You can get $20 off your first purchase at GameTime.co using code ON3, ON3 over there. And look, now, if you buy the $34 ticket, I don't think we can give you the $20 off. Terms and conditions do apply. But get over to GameTime.co. Your tickets get transferred super fast. You get the view from your seat. You get the fees all included. It's everything you want in a ticket app, and it makes it super, super easy. I've used it myself. I really like GameTime, and they are my go-to when it comes to shopping tickets, primarily for that seat function. You get a chance to check it out from where your vantage point will be. That's super cool, man. So get over GameTime.co, code ON3. Rusty, 3 key OVs on tap for the weekend. Georgia bringing in some visitors this weekend, and this is one of those where, look, you may not be super hyped for the game. This, though, may shape what happens here in just a couple of weeks, right? This is an opportunity for Georgia to bring these guys in. I said it in my prediction today. I said, look, get the hay in the barn, get done, and go hang out with your OVs, man, because you got 3 guys on tap this weekend. Blake Stewart coming in from Woodward Academy, former Clemson commit, safety, 4-star safety, a guy that Georgia really feels like they've turned the heat up with here recently, and the predictions seem to be kind of coming in as well. You can go over and check that out. You've also got Tyreek Jemison, out of Paulding County, his OV this weekend. Chad had a chance to go see him, said, Lord, that's a big man. Got over on our board, said he's huge. And he posted a video of him, and Tyreek Jemison is not small. I can assure you of that. And then the third guy is Elijah Littlejohn, a linebacker out of the Charlotte area, and a guy that Georgia has stayed in pretty consistent contact with throughout this thing, man. A Penn State commit. Is he? I should have looked that up. Is he still a Penn State commit? He is still a Penn State commit.
Yes. One of the few left.
Currently, yes. So currently he is still committed to Penn State, but he will be officially visiting Georgia this weekend. Somebody up in the comments earlier was asking about Blake Stewart, Rusty. This is a kid that, you know, has been, I think, on the radar for a long time, being an in-state kid. Georgia had a chance to see him this spring. They've had that offer in for a while, but it feels like things have really kind of started to accelerate there. It feels like Georgia really wants to revamp and make sure that the safety position is deep moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, they like him a lot. I'm not ready to put a prediction in on Georgia, and I know some people have, and I'm just not there. I know somebody pretty close to him, and somebody that's been good to me with stuff behind the scenes, and Georgia's in a fight here. I think Miami's the team you want to watch the most, and but Georgia getting him and his family back this weekend. Kirby Smart's been pretty damn good, and when you get late and you get these people in front of you, and you get them 2 weekends in a row, I think all 3 of these guys were there last weekend. Now they're all coming back. You know what I mean? So
right.
That's good news for me. I was looking, Charles Power, our ranking guy, he loves Tyreek Jamison. He loves him. He thinks his senior tape is outstanding. So I got some measurements for him, some verified measurables. He was 6'4" and a quarter, 322 pounds.
Woo!
Roos with an 85 and a quarter wingspan. When you go 85 and a quarter wingspan, let me see how to put that the best way. If you're sitting at dinner at a table and you can reach 2 tables over and get the salt and pepper off without getting up, that's an 85 and a quarter wingspan. You know what I mean?
And you can see that in that video Chad had, that video Chad put up. that was what I kept staring at. I was like, oh my God, this kid's arms are huge, man. I mean, he has got some absolute mitts on him. He looks like a prototypical guard to me. I mean, he really kind of just has that build. And a guy,
lost weight too. He's lost. What Georgia liked him, and a lot of schools liked him. I think he was like 355 in April, and he wasn't carrying 355 like, you know, Juan Gaston carries 355. Juan Gaston's 6'7.5". I like that his team wasn't the best team. Okay, they didn't have a great year, but this kid went to work. You know what I mean? It wasn't about wins and losses. He went to work and changed his body over the last 5 or 6 months. And I think he's just about played himself into where Georgia's like, we got to have this guy. And they got a great opportunity this week. I think Chad said Ole Miss, Kentucky, and Georgia. Yeah. And Georgia really wants to keep the focus on some in-state offensive linemen, high school. And I think Georgia anticipates some movement in the portal from the offensive line room, and they're going to go ahead and take another kid they really like, and I don't blame them.
No, absolutely, man. Like you said, high upside kid. You had a chance to see what Paulding County can do. People forget Smile Munden out of Paulding County.
Let me say this, and contemplated on saying this, but you know what? I am, because it's just – it really made my week. I'm sitting there Wednesday night, about 10:30 Wednesday night. I'm about to go to just straight sleep. And my phone pops up and it says Smile Munden. And I thought, what the heck? So I pop it open and he just said, hey, man, looking through some of my high school stuff and just want to tell you thank you for covering me and thank you for kind of getting me on the map and all that. And I thought, you know what? That made my damn whole week, man. And I just texted him. I said, look, man, it was awesome. But I remember going to Paul. I sent him the picture the first time I saw him. And he might have weighed 175. I mean, jersey.
I bet he looked like a wideout.
Jersey just hanging off of him. And I thought, you know what, man, that you never know he might have been watching the Sony and Nick documentary, but you know what sometimes, you know, don't forget who these guys are, and no matter where they are in NFL, they're still humble and appreciative guys. But you know, I thought about not saying anything, but you brought Smile up and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. And if he ever sees this, I sent him a text and said, look, don't owe me anything. I enjoyed it, and maybe I need some Eagles tickets. Ask him
where Tyreek Jimison's going. Shout out here to my man. I want to shout out my man Leroy Pfeiffer here. He says, finally get a chance to get the live show. Love the content. Screaming Go Dogs all the way from the UK. I love
Damn
it.
right, man. Damn right.
Appreciate that, dude.
I like it. Bloody hell.
No, this is going to be an interesting weekend, Rusty. The Little John kid, probably, I would say of the three, right? He's the one that I feel like we've heard the least with Georgia about, comparative to the other two. Stewart, especially lately. Jimison, it seems like it's been consistent. And I'll say this. I had a chance to talk to Elijah Littlejohn early on, kind of after his Georgia offer, and it's always been a team that's been under consideration for him. It's going to be interesting to see how that one plays itself out. And look, they lost Shadarius Tootle, right? So the opportunity feels like it's there to take another linebacker if they wanted to. That would be a very interesting ad for them.
Yeah, definitely taking another linebacker. And that young man is someone that Georgia, Glenn Schumann went and saw him in the spring. They've had him down multiple times. I would imagine at some point they've got workout video on him that they're comfortable with. So Georgia definitely wants to add another linebacker in this class for sure, and maybe a third if something pops. And it's not Tyler Atkinson, so y'all don't. People, you know, it's not Tyler Atkinson. I don't expect Tyler Atkinson to end up at Georgia, and you know, he's going to Texas unless something crazy happens. And I'll see him tonight. If you guys hadn't seen, we have Grayson tonight versus Colquitt County. You can watch Georgia running back commit Jay Lamar against what many people think is one of the best teams in the country, and I certainly think so. They got, you know, Grayson is trying to win the mythical national championship, and they've got to have a really good next 4-game run. to do something like that. And Colquitt County is no pushover, no slack. But you're going to see Jalen Moore tonight against the best team he's played in high school, and it'd be interesting how that game. But me and my guy Brandon Adams from Dawg Nation, we'll do that game tonight. And anywhere on Dogs HQ, anywhere on X, we will have the link.
All right, excellent. Guys, get over, check out Dollar Shave Club. You can get all your gear over there. You want to look like Rusty, not me, right? You don't want this goofy ass mustache. You want Rusty looking right for TV. You can get over to Dollar Shave Club. It's a great chance to get some Christmas gifts for some folks too. Get them hooked up with all the face care products. But the big thing right now is that they've got the collegiate razor handles too. So you can get the Georgia handle for your razor. Look, I say it all the time. You got the shoes, you got the belt, you got the shirt. Go ahead and throw the razor in there, man. Pull the power move. Get it all Georgia'd out. And Dollar Shave Club can help you out with that. Get over there. Like I said, a full range of products. They don't just do razors. They've got all kinds of things for all your grooming needs. So get over. Check out Dollar Shave Club today. All right, Rusty. Whoa, we got a comment.
Question: are my dogs? I think it was Chill 504.
Oh yeah, there you go. Only going to take one running back this cycle.
I think high school. Yeah, I think high school. I think Georgia. I think Georgia takes a pullback. I just think there's just too much proof and success. I think they'll take a portal running back. I think they'll take Jalen Moore, and
that kind of feels like the MO moving forward, right? You do one high school, one transfer, and that's kind of how you keep the rank stock, unless it's just a special cycle. And I'll say this: 2027 is shaping up to be a good class in state, right? And so you may have the opportunity to take two high school kids in that one, but at this point, man, you take a Bo Walker and a Josh McCray, boom, boom. You're feeling good about that. So, all right, Rusty. Jake Rowe and I always gird our loins on Friday because we make our game predictions here. This is a hard one to pick. The spread on this one's like 44, depending on where you're looking. It's kind of all over the place. I bet MGM, I think, had it at 44.5 last night when I looked at it. So I'm curious, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
Have you seen that part in Rocky 3 where Clubber Lang, Mr. T, standing there and he goes, pain? He just said, pain. I got Georgia 48-7, and it's those spreads are. Listen, those buildings are built for a reason. It's going to be all over that thing. It's going to be one of those last minute deals. Does the third string guys give up a drive, and it's coming down to that. And I got Georgia 48-7. We'll see. What's the spread? 44.
You see, it's like 44.5. Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't cover.
Hey, you listen now. I'm coming on with a quickness here on you, Rusty. I'm up to 22 and 16, man. You were on a run there, and I'm trying to nip at the heels, man.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the hell I got into. Like something happened to me. I knew that stuff was going. I'm already here. I am 25-14 again.
That was like old school when he has the debate and he blacks out and he's like, "What just happened?"
Yes. Or which one of y'all kicked me? And Chris Tucker.
Yeah. Right. So I picked this one. I didn't even really have much to say. But I picked this one 48-3. I think that even the second, third string defense will be able to hold. Would surprise. Look, I'm almost never going to pick a goose egg just because those are pretty hard to get. But I'll give them a 3, and that keeps Georgia with the cover in this one. So Georgia be able to turn their attention quite quickly over to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I know Kirby is thrilled to have a few extra hours on Georgia Tech that they will not get to recover, to rest, to study, to get ready. And like you said, Rusty, earlier in the week, they'll be back in practice Sunday, right?
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow afternoon or Sunday afternoon. I'll be right back at it. And so Sunday afternoon will be there Monday. They'll have Bloody Monday. And you can bet they're going to have a freaking it's going to be a war zone Monday because they know what's coming with Georgia Tech and that battering ram of that damn quarterback. I call him Braveheart because that dude, That dude's something else, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad it's the last damn time they're dealing with Haynes King.
I'll tell you this: Haynes King is one of the Haynes King is. God bless him, because I hope he's going to be rubbing icy hot on in a big way at 36 years old, man. I mean, that guy has sacrificed his body for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, man.
I mean, they ought to take his helmet and put that thing somewhere and study it, because I'm telling you, dude, that guy. He is a damn problem. And what he's done to Georgia 2 years in a row, Kirby Smart's going – either way, they're going to hug that guy after the game and say, good luck to you and wherever you end up, because that guy's he's something else, man. And listen, you don't want to sit here and blow up Georgia Tech, but you got to respect Haynes King. That dude, man, my goodness. He is
he's got a lot of Stockton to him in that way, man. I mean, they're comparable dudes.
And he's bigger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
High school coach's kid, like Gunner, you know what I mean? And he uses his run game a lot more than Gunner. That part of it. I mean, they're gonna run quarterback power with him. And I mean, Georgia Tech. I mean, you can say what you want. It's straight up wing T, man. They do all that motion and all that stuff. They run so many freaking counters and quarterback keep. It's basically the triple. I mean, you have to stay home. You have to be disciplined. They're not very good defensively. That's where Georgia, I think, is going to be the better team. But you can bet Monday that they're going to be freaking butting heads at practice, because they know what's coming Friday at 3:30 with that guy.
Absolutely, man. Look, guys, we'll have you covered on all things Charlotte and all things recruiting and all things Georgia Tech. Big weekend. The lead up to signing day is officially here as well, man. I mean, you might as well go ahead and lock in on all of that as well. We got the message board popping all the time over at Dogs HQ. Come join over on the Dog Walk. Hang with us there. We got the staff predictions up so you can see not only what Rusty and I predicted, but what Jeremy and Roe got as well. Visitors this weekend. It just keeps coming, man. So Get over. Come hang out with us. Tune in to Rusty tonight. For what should be a great game and a great preview of Jay Lamar, like you said, against a really, really talented Grayson team. That it for us, Rusty?
That's good, man. Let's roll.
Let's send it home, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back with you on Sunday night here on the Dogs HQ YouTube channel, Facebook, the Rusty Mansell Twitter stream, wherever you can find us, man. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you then.